Oh, hey, greetings nerds. Welcome to another episode of DRAC, otherwise known as Drawing Restaurants as Cities. We're going to pick up where we left off with the drawing of Kroc-A-Dial, which is McDonald's drawn as a fictional national capital city. Again, Kroc-A-Dial is the capital of a fictional country called United Restaurant Companies, so I am really excited to continue the progress and to improve the drawing by drawing more skyscrapers, more non-skyscrapers. I kind of want to surprise you nerds what we're about to draw. Besides skyscrapers, we drew a few things that aren't really skyscrapers in the previous episode, which was the series premiere, the very first episode of the series. I'm not going to record for that much because, well, it is late. It is like past midnight. Yeah, I am really insane recording this late while it's nighttime. As you can see, it might be hard for you nerds to see that it's nighttime. But again, I'm not going to record for that long because I got other things to do. I'm going to play a little bit of a couple games on the Xbox One, and I don't know about the PS4, and then I'm gonna go. So, I don't know how much we're gonna get done with this drawing of Kroc-A-Dial. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to the intro, and let's go ahead and continue the drawing of Kroc-A-Dial. Millions and millions of us crave for food. There are lots of places that have food being cooked and served to us. Those cooked foods affect us physically and mentally, but what if we turn those places into something different? The places serving food will transform into places containing buildings. We will bring in our creative side by drawing these places as settlements. These restaurants will be drawn into fictional cities. This is drawing restaurants as cities. Now, I would like to talk about a story I made up on the history of Kroc-A-Dial. It wasn't always called Kroc-A-Dial, it was called something else besides Kroc-A-Dial. So this story is quite long. I hope I'm not going to bore any of you nerds when I do the explaining. I'm not going to talk that hasty or that slowly. I'm going to try to stick with the right pacing of the explanation of this story I came up with. This story is quite wacky, and let's go ahead and begin. Once upon a time, it was the year 1940, there were two settlers that were siblings, Richard and Maurice McDonald. Those brothers came to the east side of what would become the United Restaurant Companies. Before it was called United Restaurant Companies, it was called Incognito Land. The brothers came from Manchester, New Hampshire to establish a small settlement located on a bay as a barbecue burger village called McDonalduck. The village was simultaneously named after the brothers and a popular cartoon character, Donald Duck. The brothers designed their flag and seal for the village. McDonalduck was growing slowly. It took over a decade for the village to have new buildings and to keep on increasing population. The McDonald's decided to change their flag in the year 1953. In the year 1954, a businessman came to the village.
And his name is John C.
I'm kidding, nerds, I'm kidding. His name was Ray Kroc, actually. He felt intrigued and satisfied of new constructions for the village. He created an agreement or a treaty for the brothers to have them expand the village. The brothers were doubting Kroc's treaty to turn the burger village into an economic center, and told Kroc that they will attempt to find the right time to accept the treaty. Kroc left the village to give the brothers time to think through the expansion. As McDonalduck kept on growing and growing, Kroc eventually returned to the village in the year 1961. Kroc convinced the McDonald brothers that if they take the treaty, they will be given money so that Kroc becomes in charge of the village. The brothers finally agreed with Kroc and decided to leave the village for freedom. Harry J. Sonneborn, I'm not sure if I said his last name right, I'm not good with names by the way. Another businessman Kroc met came to the village to visit Kroc. Kroc gave McDonald Duck a new name, Kroc-A-Dial. The name of the village is a pun on Kroc's name, A, the letter A, it's also an article word, dial, and a reptile, crocodile. Kroc also designed a new flag and seal for the name of the village. Kroc then designated himself and Sonneborn as co-rulers of Kroc-A-Dial. Kroc created a map of Kroc-A-Dial and proposed the plan to expand it into a city and economic center. Sonneborn opposed Kroc's plan and both got into a heated argument. Oh boy, things are getting really fascinating here. I'm so glad I made up a stupid story, a stupid silly story. Regardless, Sonneborn became fed up. He left Kroc-A-Dial and ended the co-ruling status with Kroc in the year 1967. Kroc became indifferent and became a single ruler of Kroc-A-Dial. Kroc-A-Dial was then expanded in the year 1967. And then in 1968, the city was then split into two sub-cities, Ketchup and Mustard. And in that year, Kroc-A-Dial was made the permanent capital of Incognito Land. It's quite ironic that a fictional country name is called Incognito Land, and incognito means like unknown or anonymous, you know? So this city replaced Economics as a national capital. Economics is KFC as a city, which we're gonna draw someday in this series, and I can't wait for that. Kroc-A-Dial at one point became one of the fastest growing cities in Incognito Land when immigrants from around the world came. Kroc-A-Dial surpassed Economics as the most populous city in the country. The city was then surpassed by Sandwich, which is Subway, as a city-state. We're also going to draw that city, but it's a city-state that we're going to, can't wait for that also, until it was surpassed by Kroc-A-Dial. This was years after Incognito Land got renamed to United Restaurant Companies in the year 2001. I guess I chose the year 2001 because that's the start of the 21st century, January 1st of 2001. It makes sense. Sandwich was briefly the most populous city of United Restaurant Companies, but Kroc-A-Dial took the lead for the second time. Nowadays, Kroc-A-Dial is a global city, a global restaurant city, and a successful economic multicultural center in the world. And that's it. Kroc-A-Dial is an elephant, a big, ginormous fictional city that we're gonna spend drawing for the next several weeks. And don't worry, nerds, in the next episode, for sure, I will explain the meanings of the flags I created and also the seals I created. Okay, nerds, here's the current progress of the drawing of Kroc-A-Dial. Before we could get to what we drew in this episode, I decided to play a little bit of Minecraft last night. I chose not to finish this recording session all in like one time period, I had started recording like around 12. Like after midnight, we had stopped like around close to 3 a.m., like over like 2:30ish in the morning or something like that, like 2 a.m. After I got through recording, I decided to play a bit of Minecraft on the Xbox One S, and I just went to sleep. Here we are, close to 12 this afternoon. It's still the same day, June 10th. So this is the Ketchup Tower. I kind of want to like throw in the antenna for this skyscraper, and obviously it's red because ketchup is red. I'm not trying to sound like a fifth grader or a third grader. or fourth maybe, saying some simple things. I felt like it would be a really creative concept to throw in an antenna. You'll find the ketchup bottles with in restaurants with that pointy tip thing on top. You get what I'm trying to say, nerds. Not only the ketchup bottles, but the mustard bottles in certain restaurants. This is going to be the Red E building, or you could just call it Red E. Get it? Red E. We had used the Copic markers and Sharpie markers, even a couple cheap permanent markers. We even colored a bit of the Kroc-A-Dial base, so we got the water. I had created the details for the water. We had did a little bit of work with this suspension bridge called Catch-Up Bridge. It may seem like I didn't really do much, but yeah, doing these drawings, these big drawings like this, take time, obviously. And you know, it's all about patience, so patience and determination are the key. And don't worry, I got plenty of feel in me, in my body. And this is the National Museum of Restaurants. I'm gonna definitely throw in some more museums for this fictional capital city. So that is gonna be the end of this episode. Stay tuned for more content, and I hope this episode was quite enjoyable to watch, so stay hungry.